I'm Kara, and welcome to Soul Inspiring Business. I believe that all of us possess unique gifts and talents that allow us to serve the world and our own growth in the highest possible way. Our lives are an expression of our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. And here, we will explore businesses, thought leaders, and topics designed to inspire, helping propel your own growth so you can live your best and most purposeful life. Welcome to Soul Inspiring Business. Welcome back to the Soul Inspiring Business Podcast. I'm your host, Chaffin Donofrio, and big thank you. If you've been listening to the show for a while now, we are almost at 100 episodes. It's kind of crazy to think about that this little idea started back right around COVID. And I started it in a closet surrounded by shoes, and it's a much smaller closet than I actually have now. But anyway, bottom line is I appreciate you. I thank you for being part of the show. And I do have an ask, and that's that if it's something that you really enjoy, that you would share it with others, that you would rate and review the show, because that really helps me spread our message to others as well. And I can't believe it, but we are almost at 100 episodes, which is, again, kind of crazy to think about from where we started. But it's been a journey, and the whole idea and intention is to still kind of create and help people look at these two kind of big things like spirituality and business, and two like seemingly very separate things. But actually understand that they're really so intertwined and connected, or that they have the opportunity to be that. And that I believe that the more our businesses, the more that we can infuse our soul essence and all that we want to create with the idea of making a difference into our business and into our work, that we can just be that much more impactful in the world. So, with all that being said, what are we talking about today? We are talking about this idea of, and I actually got this while I was driving the other day. I was on the road. I was kind of thinking about, as I sometimes do, think about what would be something that would be good to share. And it's actually this idea that of thinking bigger. Right? Of actually thinking, and I think this is especially relevant for the time of year, right? We're going into the holiday season, but as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, or even as just somebody, in your life, as you're reflecting on what's happened over the past year and what do you want to call in more of in 2025? Hard to believe it's going to be here in no time. And what do you want to let go of, right, from 2024? That it's that time that we get to think about, okay, what is it that we want to call in? If you're in business and you're an entrepreneur, you probably have already set some of those goals, because a lot of the business planning for 2025, takes place in this end of year of 2024. And what kind of was making me have this think bigger kind of topic was, I was listening. It was two things. So one, I was on this mastermind call, and this person was explaining that she was actually trying to get an interview with this really big celebrity name, right? And she said, I reached out. I happened to have a contact. I had somebody that knew somebody, right? And I reached out, and it was a very easy yes. Like, this kind of bigger name just said, yes, I'll do the interview. And what she was saying is, what was fascinating to her is that while she had in her head that this like celebrity that she'd never be able to interview, or was maybe intimidated by the ask, they easily said yes. But then she was actually trying to interview this business. It was like a jewelry business, and they were more local. They didn't have as big of a name. They certainly weren't a big influencer or celebrity by any standards. And when she asked them if she could have a conversation with them, to highlight them on this show and some media, they said they didn't know. They'd have to think about it. They weren't sure. And what was interesting in her takeaway was, gosh, when you've got big dreams, you can't necessarily take them to small-minded people and think that, and I don't mean to say that certainly, there are people that just have more expansive level thinking, that think bigger. And when you're somebody that thinks bigger, you have to then meet the people that are also in those bigger thinking spaces. Because she was like, gosh, I had it in my head that I was, nowhere near the celebrity, so to speak, that this other person was. But yet when I went to them with the opportunity, they were like, yes, yes. And a lot of it was because they get it. They get the power of what we're able to create with a bigger presence, with a bigger brand, with bigger media. And so there was that. And then I was driving and I actually got this idea for something in our market, in the real estate space, of something that I actually wanted to work on and people that I could connect with that would help me kind of get to this bigger presence exposure that I've been working towards. And it just kind of popped in my head and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I need to follow that. And it was this idea that, and this is sort of a manifesting code type thing, but this idea that when you get an idea, when something pops into your head and drops in, so to speak, it already lives in your field then. You're getting that hit, you're getting that awareness or that knowledge or that idea because it is possible. And so it was this idea that when you get, and this kind of comes from one of our episodes from a few weeks ago called The Three Truths. One of those truths of doing business in the paradigm, in this new paradigm that I believe that we're in and we're moving more and more into, is that intuition is a learned skill. Intuition is something that is accessible to all of us. And so when you get a hit, when you get some type of drop of knowledge, it is dropping in for a particular reason for you in this particular time. And also that when you get an idea, maybe it's you're seeing yourself on a stage or you're imagining yourself, being a, real estate broker to the stars, for example, or, I don't know what it is, but, you're imagining yourself in something that is not where you are right now. By the very idea or by the very fact that you're getting the idea, that is coming into your field and coming into your awareness, it already means it's possible. Now, what you do with that information is up to you, and that's where action's required, right? Because the idea comes in because by the very nature of the idea coming in, it is something within the realm of possibility. So it's just that what do we do with the information? Because when the idea comes in, does our limiting beliefs or the things that are part of us in the past, do they shut it down? Do they say, oh, what are you doing thinking like that? That's crazy. And do you listen to that? Or when that comes in, do you say, I know that this seems really far from where I am right now, but by the fact, because Kara said on the Soul Inspiring Business podcast, that if I'm getting the idea that it is a possibility, so now what do I do with the information? Because now I know it's possible. I just need to figure out how to make it more possible, right? Who do I know that needs to help me to connect me with whatever it is that I think that I can see in my mind's eye? Because again, the fact that I'm even seeing it means that it's possible. It's just that your own belief system decides quickly whether you take it in or you throw it out. And so, my challenge to you is when you get the idea to take it in if you feel called to, instead of just immediately saying, oh, that seems impossible, because no, 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 it is possible by the very idea that it's coming into your awareness. It's just a matter of what you do with it from there. And so I have a few little things to kind of help you as you navigate into what's possible, as you dream into what's next for you in 2025, because this is the time of reflection, but it's also the time of intention setting of because you create everything twice. You create once with your mind, right? Like you see it, you can feel it, you can visualize it. Like that's where it really first happens. Everything that exists on this planet is created twice. It's created first in the mind as an idea, as an awareness, as a field of possibility. And then secondly, by taking action on the idea, we create it in the physical form. So the idea is already a creation. It's just that we exist on a plane, on a field of physicalness. We live in a physical world. So we have to take in that idea and then take action on it to make it a physical possibility. But again, if you can just take it in that number one, I have the idea, so I know it's possible, because if nothing else, Kara said it's true. So that's number one, is that anything that comes in is coming in because it's a possibility. And so I just need to, what am I going to do with that information? Is this something that I want to move forward with more intention? And how do I do that? Who do I need to talk to? What more information do I need to get? What more seeing, visualizing, creating, brainstorming do I need to block time for to be able to see it more clearly, to be able to formulate what this really looks like so that I can make it a physical reality? And so the four things or 4 or 5 things actually that I wrote down that I wanted to just share with you as you think about what am I going to create with more intention and leaving this space and opportunity for bigger possibilities to unfold. And the first is to pay attention to the whispers, pay attention to the ideas, and pay attention to your own reaction to them. Because your own self-limiting beliefs might be telling you a story that's not true. They might be shutting out things that could be pretty exciting for you. So just be careful and be very aware of when that possibility comes through. Does it feel like a yes, or are you shooting it down before even thinking it through because of your own self-limiting beliefs? Or is this something that you can kind of take on and maybe needs to crystallize it a little more, but use that, pay attention to the whispers, pay attention to the ideas that are coming into your field and into your awareness. They can come through thought. They can come when you're driving. They can come through other people, right? You may meet somebody that gives you this spark. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting that they said that. And then it takes you into a different idea or possibility. But pay attention to the whispers, because I think there's magic in that. And the second thing is be really cognizant of surround. And this goes to the belief systems, but we've talked about this for a while. Be super, super aware of who you're surrounding yourself with, and also the media that you're surrounding yourself with. Is it that's taking you into inspiring places or fear-based places? And anything that creates fear is going to shoot you into a lower vibration. And so I would just caution you to be really careful about the bubble that exists around you and what you would give your attention to. The third is really creating space for intention. Really allow space to breathe into you, to allow space for new ideas to breathe life inside you. And the only way that happens, it doesn't happen when you're running from an appointment to appointment to appointment to appointment, right? It doesn't happen there. You have to really create some space. And that could look like a 20-minute walk in nature, a 20-minute meditation. It can be just any type of, it could be driving and just letting go and listening to some music. But give yourself, some space so that you're not so, especially in this time where, the holidays can be amazing, but they also can be anxiety provoking with, family drama and just having so much to do. So, especially right now, as we go into this reflective time and really thinking about what you want to create into 2025, create time for space, make time for ideas to breathe life into you. And let's see. And then the other thing is, as I talked about, act on the intuitive hits. When you get the ideas, when you get the possibility that just hits you and you think, write it down. Because sometimes it could even not be a right now thing, but it's something that's coming to you for a reason, for whatever reason. So write down those. Have a dream journal where you maybe just write in what comes down or what comes through you. And it can be a vision that you see of your family and you on a beach. It could be you speaking on a stage. It could be you teaching to a new group of people and you can't quite picture who they are yet, but you just kind of feel it or see it. It could be an idea of somebody you need to talk to that you're like, that would be interesting if I could connect with that person because I don't know why. But listen to the hits and all the possibilities coming into your field of awareness. And when you get them, just make sure to write them down because they may not all make sense right away. And then the last thing is, I'm just going to give you this again, as we talk about the holidays, and they're great, but they can also be, anxiety provoking too, because of all the things that I mentioned, family and being pulled in a lot of different directions. So when you feel yourself going off a little and out of alignment, the easiest way I know to come back in is really just to practice some very simple breath work. And truly, I know this sounds so simplistic, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's true. Just 5 deep breaths is really all you need. And the best breath work that I've kind of there's a lot of different, but the easiest, right, is just to imagine the core of you as you expand in your belly. Just don't expand just out, right? Imagine your belly as a balloon that expands in all directions. And breathe out, breathe in and hold for 5 and breathe out and hold for 5 and do it 5 times. And I promise you, this very, very simple exercise, and there's a lot of different breath work things you can do, but this is a very easy one because all it is 5 breaths, breathe out, breathe in, hold for 5, breathe out, hold for 5, and do it 5 times. That's it. And so the 2 things I, really want to leave you with are, number 1, think bigger. As we go into 2025 and we think about all the things that are possible for you, just a reminder that you're capable of so much more than what you think. Anything is possible, truly. And so you have this great power and potential within you. And it's just important that you realize it. And also when you're sharing your dreams, when you're, sharing these expansive level things with people, make sure you're sharing it with the right people. Because sometimes it's this idea of, if you've got expansive dreams, make sure you're just sharing it with somebody that also sees the world in the same way. Because if you're sharing it with small minds, then, they may not see the vision you see, and it could be possible for you, and they shoot it down without it even getting started. And then the second thing is, again, this idea that if you're getting a hit on something, if you're getting an idea, if you're getting the awareness of something that's possible for you, just by the fact that you have that awareness, that does mean it's possible, because it wouldn't come into your field, it wouldn't come into your awareness if it wasn't possible. So know that and act on those things that feel like a yes for you. Because if you're getting the intuitive hit, if you're getting the awareness of what it is, this amazing idea that you can see, it's seen first once, you're already creating it in your mind, and now it's just upon you to take the next step to create it in the physical world. All right, that's all I have. I hope you have a beautiful week, and until next time. Loved being here with you today and would love to connect with you more over on Instagram. My handle is linked to the show notes, or you can just type in @Chaffin Donofrio. And I have something special for you as a free gift, my dynamic life journal. This special book has the power to really help you live a soul-inspired life. Go to freegiftfromkara.com. Easy to remember, freegiftfromkara.com. Until next time, beautiful people, sending all my love.